Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something fascinating, like a personal blueprint, maybe. But it's not just wishful thinking, it's this relentless stream of declarations, all starting with those two powerful words, I am. We've got this continuous flow of self-statements. It treats identity not as, something fixed you inherit, but as something you actively build piece by piece.
Right, intentionally.
So our mission today is to really unpack the mental shift here. What happens when you constantly declare who you are? Turning that inner thought into a declaration and maybe even into reality.
Exactly. And what we're diving into here
Yeah.
is, it's a form of radical self-authorship, really.
Self-authorship, okay.
Yeah. It's like saying, I'm in charge of my inner world. It pushes back against the idea that your identity is just handed to you by culture or circumstances or what other people think. The core idea running through all these statements is incredibly bold. It's this notion that a bold new world is on the rise. It's inside of me waiting for me to tap into it.
Wow.
And that frame changes everything right from the start.
Mm.
It establishes that the future isn't some place you get to. It's potential you have to unlock within.
Inside you. Okay, let's dig into that blueprint then, right at the foundation. The very first pillars seem to be built on this concept of automatic worth, like you arrive pre-approved.
Inherited value.
Yeah, it's not about scrambling for a seat at the table. It's like the seat's already yours. We see these big claims like, I'm a child of the abundant universe and success is my birthright.
Right.
But hang on a second, isn't that the complete opposite of the hustle culture stuff we sometimes talk about? If success is just handed to you, a birthright, how does that mesh with, the real world? Effort, hard work, it sounds almost too easy.
That's a really crucial point, and it gets to the philosophical heart of this whole framework. What the source material seems to be doing is drawing a line, a distinction, between your worth and your effort. Effort is what you do. Worth is who you are. So by stating success is my birthright, it's trying to lift that heavy emotional burden, that feeling you have to prove your value before you can even start anything.
Right, removing the pre-qualification step.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how quickly it moves from that inherited worth to self-contained fulfillment. It basically bypasses the need for anyone else to approve.
Okay.
Look at this statement. I'm enough. I'm whole. All I need is within me now. If you really, truly accept that you are sufficient, complete, already equipped, then your focus instantly shifts. It's not about chasing external things anymore. It's about using what's already inside. That declaration of being enough is like the emotional capital that fuels everything else.
Yeah, that's powerful. It's like saying, I don't need, the world's okay to get moving.
Precisely.
And once that foundation of enoughness is there, the individual starts claiming specific roles, right? Powerful ones. No more waiting for permission or a job title.
Exactly. You don't just feel vaguely worthy. You actively cast yourself in the lead roles of your own life story.
You become the main character.
You become definitive, I'm a leader, not a follower. And maybe most fundamentally, I'm the hero of my own story.
That shifts everything. If you're the hero, you can't just wait around for someone else to fix things, can you?
No delegation possible. The quest is yours.
And the hero, almost by definition, has to be unique. That seems to connect directly to the next idea. I am unique, there is no other like me, and I'm here to give my unique gifts to the world.
It's actually a brilliant piece of self-programming, if you look at it that way. It links your personal identity directly to, unstoppable forward movement.
How so?
Because your uniqueness isn't just some random fact about you.
Wow.
It becomes the engine for your contribution. You have to move forward because that unique gift, no one else can deliver it.
It creates an internal drive.
An internal mandate, yeah. Perfectly summed up by, I am someone who, when they set their mind on something, is unstoppable.
Okay, I see that thread now. Identity leading to action. And I notice the material kind of shifts gears right here. We move from just being into doing into choice and action. This system definitely isn't passive. It starts tackling the messy parts of daily life, but through this lens of choice.
With active agency.
Right. But here's where I want to push back a little, maybe introduce some friction. Think about, I am in charge of how I feel, and today I am choosing happiness.
Okay.
That sounds lovely, sure. But in the real world, isn't that sometimes just, spiritual bypassing? Like, if I get genuinely bad news, how does this framework allow me to not feel disappointed or sad?
That's a really fair challenge. And I think the source material draws a subtle but important line here. It seems to distinguish between an initial reaction and your overall emotional state.
Okay.
So disappointment. That's a reaction to something happening. It's probably inevitable, maybe momentary.
Right.
But choosing happiness or choosing positivity, that's about selecting the filter you use to process that reaction. Yeah. You might feel that disappointment for an hour or a day even, but you choose not to let it define your whole week or spiral into despair. The statement, I'm in charge of how I feel, it's like grabbing the steering wheel.
Okay.
You're asserting control over the duration, the trajectory of your emotional life. Rather than pretending the immediate feeling didn't happen, you're steering, so circumstance doesn't just become destiny.
Yeah, that reframes it completely. It's choosing resilience, not surrender.
Exactly.
And that need for resilience probably explains the way fear is handled too. There seem to be two approaches. It doesn't pretend fear just disappears.
No, it offers a toolkit, really, a practical way to manage it.
So what are the two ways?
Well, first, there's the active approach. I overcome any fear by following my dreams. That's basically using action, forward motion, as an antidote to anxiety.
Like fear might be in the car, but you're still driving towards the dream.
Exactly. But then, later on, there's also this more internal, almost spiritual release. I release fear and welcome courage with an open heart. This acknowledges that some fear is maybe more deep-seated, systemic, and needs to be consciously let go of. It's like a two-pronged strategy. One is about movement, the other is about emotional reception, making space for courage to come in.
Move forward and clear the inner space. Okay.
Yeah.
And that idea of internal control, it seems to flow right into dealing with failure, limitations, all that stuff. If you're meant to be unstoppable, you need a way to handle setbacks, right? Which means forgiving yourself.
Absolutely. You need room to fail and grow. That seems key. And we see that in statements like, I'm someone who forgives themselves, and the choice to see challenges as opportunities for growth.
It's like creating a psychological clean slate.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's the mechanism for getting past limitations. This identity is fundamentally forward-looking, so it can't afford to get stuck in past mistakes.
Right.
It asserts, I'm able to change anything that's holding me back. And changing things often requires some active self-editing, which is summed up nicely by, I let go of what no longer serves me and make space for what does.
Constant curation of your inner world.
Yeah, you got it. Tidying up mentally.
So if you manage to do all that, clear out the clutter, renovate the inner space, as you put it, what happens then? The sources seem to suggest this internal work starts to shape the external world.
An external flow.
Yeah, we move from those personal choices in Section 2 into language that sounds almost like physics, energy, magnetism.
That's right, Section 3 territory.
But I want to challenge this external flow idea a bit too. When the sources say things like, my energy is magnetic, I draw in everything aligned with my purpose, are we talking about like manifestation magic? Or is it just a poetic way of saying act confident and clear and good things tend to happen?
That's a fair question. And I think the material, while using that kind of spiritual or energetic language, actually grounds the idea in behavior.
Okay.
It's not necessarily magic in the spooky sense. It's more the natural result of having really clear internal boundaries and a strong sense of your own value. If you actually manage to show up fully and unapologetically as myself, like it says, you've essentially clarified your offer to the world, or the universe, if you like. You're not hiding parts of yourself. You're not compromising on what matters to you.
So that clarity acts like a signal.
Exactly. It naturally pushes away things, people, opportunities that aren't aligned, and it tends to attract those that are. When you're fully authentic, the signal is strong and unambiguous. Your energy becomes magnetic because your intentions are clear. You stop wasting time chasing things that don't actually fit.
Okay, so the commitment to authenticity itself becomes the filter for what comes next externally. That makes practical sense. The inner work defines the outer result.
Yes. And if we zoom out and connect this to the bigger picture, what emerges is a pretty comprehensive philosophical worldview.
How so?
Well, this whole framework is basically a statement of cosmic connection. The individual trusts that the self they are intentionally building is inherently in harmony with some kind of larger supportive force.
Ah, okay. That's where the trust element comes in so strongly. I trust that the universe is always supporting me and being aligned with the infinite abundance.
It feels less like bending the world to your will and more like aligning your personal story with a bigger, already abundant story.
Precisely that. And notice what the receiver for all this abundance and alignment is defined as.
What is it?
The open heart. The sources are very specific. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or touched. They are felt through my heart.
Felt, not just thought.
Right. It emphasizes the feeling state over just intellectual knowing. You can't just think your way into abundance. You have to feel your way into alignment. The heart becomes the primary sensor, the receptor for this reality.
And ultimately, all this choice, this alignment, the forgiveness, the open heart, it all seems to circle back to one core thing, that unwavering confidence.
Absolutely. The whole architecture seems designed to make that belief system solid, impervious to doubt.
Yeah.
The entire framework reinforces itself, building towards that final definitive statement. I am unstoppable when I believe in myself. It's self-sustaining. So, wrapping this up, what does it all mean? We've traced quite a journey in this deep dive, haven't we?
We have.
From defining the self as inherently worthy and enough, to actively choosing happiness, tackling fear, and then aligning that intentional self with some kind of external flow, abundance. This whole collection of I am statements really is like a blueprint for constructing belief. It treats identity as this ongoing conscious creation.
And the final takeaway, the really resonant piece, circles right back to that agency we started with. It's that constant reminder. I am the author of my life. Every chapter is mine to write.
Your story isn't just what happens to you.
No.
Yeah.
It's dictated by the conscious declarations you make, day in, day out. It fundamentally changes your relationship with time, with possibility.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener, to maybe chew on based on everything we've explored today. If the source material insists that everything I need is already within me, what might actually happen if you fully committed, just totally leaned into acting, speaking, and feeling, maybe just for one whole day, as if that statement were already the absolute undeniable truth?
What chapter of your life would you start writing first?